Have you ever really stopped to think about what it means to, well, become a person? I'm not just talking about existing, but about feeling a real, genuine sense of your own value. We're about to dive into that whole journey to self-worth, and we'll be using a roadmap from one of the true giants of psychology.
It's a massive question, isn't it? It really gets to the heart of everything. Is self-worth something we're just born with? Is it something we have to go out and earn? Or is it something we learn along the way? That's the puzzle we're going to try and piece together.
So, our guide for all this is the brilliant psychologist Carl Rogers. And what's so cool is that he didn't just have abstract theories. He actually created a kind of map of the process, a step-by-step guide for how we become who we are. So, come on, let's follow his map.
So where does a journey this huge even begin? Well, Rogers said it all starts with the most basic, fundamental human experience you can imagine. He called it the spark of contact.
You know what's amazing about this starting point is just how simple it is. Contact doesn't have to be some deep, meaningful connection. It can be good, it can even be bad. It's just that baseline interaction with another human being. That is the absolute minimum requirement to even start the journey of becoming a person.
I mean, think about an infant, right? That simple contact, being held, being fed, being spoken to, that's not just a nice to have. It's literally essential for survival. This isn't just psychology, it's biology. Contact is the bedrock. It's the foundation that our entire identity gets built on.
Okay, so once that contact is there, something new and really powerful starts to bubble up inside us. This fundamental, driving need for approval.
Rogers had a name for this, of course, positive regard. And it's that universal human craving we all have to be valued by other people. You know the feeling. It's that desire to be loved, to be liked, to just feel accepted for who we are. And it becomes this huge motivator for our behavior, especially when we're young.
And this makes total sense, doesn't it? As we're out there interacting with the world, we learn pretty fast what gets us that feeling of being prized and what doesn't. So we start doing more of the things that get us that positive regard from the important people in our lives. You know, our parents, our friends, our teachers.
So you can see the path starting to take shape. It all kicks off with simple contact. That then sparks this need for positive regard from other people, and all of that leads us to the final and most important stop on the map, building our own self-regard.
Now this right here, this is the critical turning point in the whole process. This is the moment we start to pivot from looking outside for validation to figuring out how to find it inside ourselves.
And here we are at the final destination, positive self-regard. Now this isn't about being arrogant or having a huge ego. Not at all. It's the simple but really profound experience of valuing yourself, of prizing who you are, totally separate from what anyone else thinks. But here's the absolute key, and you cannot skip this step. According to Rogers, we learn how to value ourselves because we first experience what it feels like to be valued by others. That external approval is like the training ground. It's the raw material we use to build our own internal sense of worth. And this is the big transformation. We start out in a place where our sense of worth is kind of fragile, right? It needs a constant stream of approval from the outside world. But as we develop positive self-regard, our worth becomes independent. It turns into this self-sustaining fire that doesn't need constant fuel from other people anymore. And that leads us to the ultimate goal of this entire journey, becoming, in a way, your own biggest fan. See, once this internal sense of worth is really locked in, it becomes autonomous. It runs on its own power. That deep need for a constant refill of approval from everyone else, it starts to fade because you're the one generating your own value now. And this brings us to Rogers' really beautiful conclusion. He said that the person then becomes, in a sense, his or her own significant social other. Just think about that for a second. That person you used to look to for all that validation, a parent, a mentor, you basically internalize that role. You become the main source of your own acceptance. So after going on this incredible journey of becoming a person, what's the big takeaway here? The whole thing really boils down to this. It all kicks off with that essential spark of contact. From there, we develop a need for positive regard from others. That then acts as the foundation to help us build our own internal positive self-regard. And at the end of the day, the really empowering goal is to become our own independent source of worth. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Now that you've seen the roadmap, what does it really mean to you to be your own source of value? It's a pretty profound idea, and it's right at the heart of what it means to become a person.